Scattered throughout our solar system lie hundreds of moons, each fitted with unique dangers and threats. And today, Chase will be visiting some of the most treacherous of these worlds to find out the worst each moon has to offer.
God, you guys are like fully sadistic, you know that, right?
We'll start with the most bizarre moon in our entire solar system, Saturn's colossal moon, Titan. Its freezing temperatures and thick atmosphere make for a very, very perilous journey. This is the only moon with a thick atmosphere, and the atmospheric pressure is 1.5 times greater than what you experience on Earth.
Can't smell anything. I'm in a spacesuit.
That's like constantly being 15 meters or 50 feet below the ocean.
Only 15 meters? Like, I mean, for sure that's not comfortable, but like, that's fine. I'm fine. You'd be fine.
Well, that's not the dangerous part. Titan's atmosphere is 95% nitrogen and 5% methane, which means any exposure to oxygen and the smallest hint of a spark will result in a catastrophic explosion.
Great, then I'll just keep my oxygen tanks nice and close, and we'll not have any problems.
Titan is the only other body in the solar system that has liquid lakes on its surface. It also has a weather cycle similar to Earth's, but instead of water, it's methane. The temperature on this moon is so cold that liquid methane rains down and forms these lakes.
Surface temperature reading at minus 179.15 degrees Celsius.
Rise and grind, Chaseheads. Time for the cold plunge.
Liquid methane is about half the density of water, so if you get in, well, you're never getting out. Chase literally sank so fast that he didn't even cause a splash. And in case you feel bad that he's drowning, there's really no need to worry. In the Titan lakes, you wouldn't die of drowning. You'd die of instant freezing. The liquid methane is about minus 180 degrees Celsius. So cold that your lungs and your entire body would freeze within seconds.
I just drowned. I just need a little extra air. Okay, Chase just needs a little extra air. That's all I need.
Looks like Chase forgot about the oxygen and methane thing. Can't say I didn't warn him. Well, Titan is a fun rock. My favorite moon in the entire solar system. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Only taking off 1 point because it killed Chase.
Twice.
Yeah, but who's counting? While we're around Saturn, let's check out another one of its treacherously icy moons, Enceladus.
You know what Saturn is missing, low-key? Like, the tropics. Let's get a palm tree around here, like a pina colada. Just something to take the edge off. This place is harsh.
Yeah, you tell Saturn to start working on that. Enceladus is even colder than Titan, at a temperature of minus 201 degrees Celsius. But this moon is tiny. Titan, the moon Chase just died on, is larger than Earth's moon and even larger than Mercury. Now, Enceladus is only 504 kilometers in diameter. That's 315 miles. 10 times smaller than Titan.
Aw, so cute.
Well, its small size means it's incredibly vulnerable to the gravitational forces of the massive solar bodies around it. That means that Enceladus's geological activity is violent and intense.
Classic Peter. Always making the little guy seem evil and malevolent.
Malevolent.
Malevolent. Whatever. Whoa.
Gravity reading 0.113 meters per second squared.
That's like 100 times less than Earth. Loady.
Enceladus is so small that any seismic activity is felt everywhere on this moon. These movements are so powerful that entire chunks of ice tear right off and fly out into space. Or trigger moonquakes so powerful that they bury our brave space explorer, leaving his body to be taken by the
I can't
ice.
believe I survived that. Take that, Peter. Whose legs are those? Aw, man. Help.
Underneath all that ice, or where Chase's body was just buried, is a hidden ocean.
Rico, how thick is this ice shell here?
In the South Polar region, the ice shell is about 1.194 kilometers.
Yo, that's easy work. I'll find the ocean down here in no time. Wait, we are at the South Pole, right? Okay, good. Ah, my handies.
Enceladus is constantly shooting ice into Saturn's E-ring from cracks in the moon's crust and geyser-like jets. But closer to the surface, these eruptions also contain a lot of gas, full of chemical compounds buried deep in the core. And just like the volcanoes on Earth, these emissions are completely toxic. We're talking methane, nitrogen gas, and carbon monoxide. And if that doesn't get you, scientists have also discovered hydrogen cyanide. Yeah, you heard me right, cyanide. That little pill that spies take to die and avoid interrogation. Now, while hydrogen cyanide is a good indicator that the moon contains all the chemicals needed to create life, it's a pretty bad indicator of life when it's been shot straight into your face. With a blast of hydrogen cyanide like that, you're dead within a minute. Respiratory failure, seizure, dead. That was cool. Too bad Chase died before getting to the underground ocean. I'll give this moon 4 out of 10. Saturn has so many moons that it would be impossible to die on all of them. But there is one more we should visit.
What? We? Do not act like you are also dying on all of these planets, Peter. It is me, and just me.
Fair enough.
Rico, get me a mimosa.
The last of Saturn's moons that Chase will die on is Mimas, a real-life Death Star.
Oh man, I am into this. This is like Comic-Con.
Mimas is home to the Herschel crater, a giant impact crater that defaces 1/3 of the entire moon. It's 130 kilometers across and 10 kilometers deep.
Oh man, I have got to see that up close. Punch it, Rico. No, Obi-Wan. You are my father.
Something's telling me he hasn't actually seen the movies.
Yes, let the hate flow through you.
Well, Mimas has a gravity of only 0.044 meters per second squared, so with the depth of that crater, he'll be falling for about 9 minutes. Even though he's falling so slowly to start, he will accelerate to 129 kilometers per hour by the time he hits the bottom. Meh. That's a lot of anticipation for one splat at the bottom of a crater. Let's give this tiny little moon of Saturn a 3 out of 10. Now, if you thought Mimas was tiny, well, wait until you see our next moon, Phobos. It's only 22 kilometers in diameter, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous.
Yeah, tiny things can be scary. Just think about Charlie. That guy, he's up to no good still.
Phobos is actually Mars's biggest moon. Its other moon, Deimos, is half its size. And with the small size comes very weak gravity.
Gravity reading 0.1% of Earth's gravity.
This is so fun! Do we have a basketball hoop? Oh man. I could totally dunk in this gravity. I mean, I can totally normally dunk. It's just I would be able to dunk like better and stuff. Whatever. Oh my god, I have an epic idea. Rico, keep my spot warm. Whoa. Oh. Oh, impact crater, yes! Watch this. Rico, punch it. Oh no, not again!
Because the gravity is so weak here, the escape velocity is only 41 kilometers per hour. That's 25 miles per hour. Chase drove too fast and, well, he escaped the gravitational pull of Phobos. He's not coming back down.
Oxygen levels, 10%.
Okay, well, at least I'll die how I lived. Fast and furiously.
Oxygen levels, 2%.
Yeah, speaking of dying, Phobos is just as doomed as Chase. This moon is orbiting ever so slightly closer to Mars. It's slow crashing into the red planet at a speed of 2 centimeters a year. If you visited Phobos some 50 million years from now, you'd see it slowly break apart. Yeah, Phobos just reached Mars's Roche limit. That's the point in the orbit where Phobos is so close that the gravity of Mars would tear it apart. Well, Phobos was fun. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's fun, but still a little deadly. Triton, the coldest place in our entire solar system. This moon receives 900 times less sunlight than Earth, and any light that it does receive is reflected right back off its icy surface. This is no place to get warm and cozy.
Rico, temperature?
Minus 232.35 degrees Celsius.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's so cold that I'm not even sure we've equipped Chase with a suit strong enough to bear it. Triton's atmosphere is almost completely nitrogen, which has a freezing point of minus 210 degrees Celsius. At these temperatures, even the nitrogen in Triton's thin atmosphere can start freezing onto any surface, like your face. Chase? Yeah, his lungs burned from the freezing air. His blood literally froze over, and every single internal system shut down. On Triton, you'd be dead within minutes. But luckily for Chase, at this point, he's so numb that he can't really feel anything. Triton, not as fun as Phobos. It's just unbelievably freezing. It has cryovolcanoes, but you'd need to be able to survive a little bit longer to check them out. I'll give Triton a 1 out of 10. Hey, shouldn't I have a helmet on these moons? No? All right, now we're going into a stretch of Jupiter's moons. Each of these lunar bodies are incredibly distinct, so we should be seeing a pretty awesome range of deaths. Starting with Ganymede, the largest moon in the entire solar system. With a diameter of 5,270 kilometers, this moon is even bigger than Mercury. And not only is it huge, but it has a core of metallic iron, making it the only known moon to have its own magnetosphere. And because its magnetosphere is constantly interacting with Jupiter's, the moon has intense auroras, just like Earth.
I've never seen anything like this. Oh, except that time on Neptune when I saw something that was exactly like this.
Guys, I was just in Neptune's planetary fireworks. My life is awesome.
Except Neptune's auroras beat Ganymede's auroras hands down. These are pretty awful, actually.
Warning. Electromagnetic disruption detected.
Here's the thing. Jupiter is enormous, but it's not the largest object in our solar system. Its magnetosphere is. Jupiter's magnetosphere is so intense and so gigantic that Ganymede is actually orbiting inside of it. Because Ganymede has its own magnetosphere, the interactions between the two fields can be extremely destructive. But that's not even the biggest problem. Jupiter's magnetosphere is filled with lethal radiation, so orbiting near Jupiter is like floating next to the exposed core of a nuclear reactor. And Chase's suit is, well, electronically delicate.
Life support systems failing. Decompressing.
That fast of a decompression means all the oxygen in Chase's body just exploded out of his lungs and formed bubbles in his bloodstream, pretty much boiling his blood and causing instant death. At least the last thing he saw this time was really, truly beautiful. I'll give this moon 7 out of 10. What, you can't see the auroras from Ganymede? Oh well, that's a bummer. It turns out auroras on this moon are not like auroras on Earth. You can't see them with your naked eye, only with space telescopes that read ultraviolet light. So let's make that a 1 out of 10 for Ganymede. Callisto. This is the most cratered surface in the entire solar system. It stands out because there's almost no geological activity on this moon. Unlike many other moons and planets where volcanic eruptions, shifting tectonic plates, or other forces reshape the surface over time, Callisto's crust has remained largely unchanged for billions of years.
That's kind of like Vegas. What happens on Callisto stays on Callisto. We should open a space casino! So fitting.
Peter has filed this as bad ideas, Chase.
Bad ideas? Listen to this one, Peter. Raw sewage in a can. People are gonna eat that up. Not literally, hopefully.
Anyways, Callisto is constantly pummeled with asteroids, and with barely any atmosphere, there's nothing to stop even tiny space rocks from causing major damage.
I hate when planets and moons don't have an atmosphere. It's always so
Without an atmosphere, that meteorite can hit you at a speed of 50,000 kilometers per hour. Faster and more fatal than a bullet. And with the damage to your spacesuit, your entire body would rupture from the pressure change and then instantly freeze in this minus 140 degrees Celsius temperature. Not a pretty sight. I expected more of Callisto. I'll rate this moon a 2 out of 10. Talk about ugly sights. We finally arrived at Io. This is a true hellscape of toxic gas, volcanic eruptions all around, and lakes of molten lava.
Wait, that was Callisto? I've been there before. Why didn't you say something, Rico? No more Jupiter. I want to go see Pluto next. Listen, if you sickos really want to see me get all up in Jupiter's other moons like Io and Europa, then go check out the video I already did. I'm not doing all this again, Peter. Next moon. Alright, so this moon was actually my request. Charon is the biggest moon of Pluto. And fun fact, she wants a word with the manager. Pluto is small, so obviously all of its moons are pretty small, which means weak gravity. I'm so bringing out the rover for this one. Oh, finally! The escape velocity here is 2,100 kilometers an hour, so, yeah. Chase is not getting lost in space this time. I love this moon! Oh man, gravity's so weak to make my jumps epic, but not so weak as I'll fly away. Oh man, I think I'm gonna move here. Wonder if there's any condos for sale.
Charon is marked with these mountains and canyons, all the features that suggest unstable geological activity. And that's because once Charon was active, geologically. Billions of years ago, Charon's internal heat was cracking its icy crust, forming massive tectonic rifts and even fueling cryovolcanic eruptions. But that era is long gone. With no tidal heating from Pluto, Charon cooled down and became a frozen, quiet world. We'll no longer need to see the manager.
I'm just gonna take a quick look around and then maybe take my rover out for one more rip, do a couple donuts in the parking lot, and then I'll be good to go. Yeah, okay, I'm good, let's go. Rico, can you, put it in reverse or something? Rico? Oh boy. Oh no. Oh boy.
I think we should spend more time on Charon. What do you think? I'll give it a 6 out of 10 for now, but I'm sure Chase will be back. One day. The moon. Finally, something close to home. Even though you see Earth's moon every night, it doesn't make it a safe place to visit.
Hey, you guys! That's you guys over there! If I throw this hard enough, I bet you I could hit you, Peter. You can't stay inside forever. Is that bad?
Yeah, those measly rocks will burn up in the atmosphere and I'll be fine. Chase, on the other hand, not fine. The moon is exposed to constant micrometeorite impacts and intense solar wind. And that means that moon dust is electrostatically charged and very, very small. So small that its particles can enter straight through that crack in Chase's helmet, into his airways and right into his bloodstream. Chase is basically inhaling tiny, tiny shards of glass that are ripping their way through his lungs. With all that internal bleeding, he'll be drowning in his own blood very soon.
Oh, God. Oh, I should have thrown the rock when I had the chance.
Okay, Earth's moon is pretty awesome. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. What? It's an important moon. Look, we may have covered some of the most violent moons in the solar system, but space is vast, and it has many, many moons and planets outside of our neighborhood. Where should we send Chase next? Well, how about some of the most deadly exoplanets out there? Well, that's a story for another What If.